Whoa, the court sees no reason to further prolong the trial. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me. This is all going very fast, and I have no control over the dialogue. The evidence and testimony would have been heard are inconclusive. The victim was alone at his table when he drank from the poisoned cup of coffee. Why is there so much? No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. I saw. It's a man. He's orange. The whole world went nutty, I guess. I saw someone else there. A man. He's the real killer. That is a very Phoenix Wright-shaped individual. He's doing that one meme. Everything is going so fast. Why won't anyone believe me? I am so confused. It is Winston. Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps up this case, wouldn't you? Mr. Wright, okay, hello. The court finds the defendant. Okay, so I appear to have lost before I began. The court is adjourned. This doesn't, like, count against my record personally, does it? I don't know what just happened. Oh, dang, January 6th. So that's a good couple months since the last one. Dang. The start of the new year always makes me feel like I can take on the whole world. I bet it does, Maya. Literally everything seems to make you feel that kind of exuberant enthusiasm. So I've decided that our resolution should be Zvari, take on the world. Why are we talking Zvari? Why are we even alluding to that? That makes no sense. What do you think? Sure, whatever, Maya, but I think maybe you've had more than enough mistletoe cake. Mistletoe cake? Is that a thing? Never! You've got to eat a lot of cake during New Year's. It's practically a tradition. Yeah, but didn't it say it was January 6th? Like watching the fireworks on TV or playing a board game. Whoa, hey, pal! It's Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe? Happy New Year, Detective! Yeah, but likewise. Now listen up, right? Here's to another fruitful year of lawyer-police cooperation. Yeah, me too. All right, pal, you've got some splaining to do. You got a holiday present for me, Detective? What? Here, have this. It's really nothing much, but huzzah! Maya, grifted like a champion. Look, pal, we need to have a talk. Take a seat. Maya, what are you doing to this poor man? No, yes, no. Are you doing this on purpose? Yeah, guess I'm busted. How'd you like my first practical joke of the year? That's not really so much of a practical joke as it is just kind of being kind of weird or slightly annoying. Very funny, pal. Now, let's see how funny you think it is when I show you this. What is it? A magazine? Hey, I want to see. Deadly poisoning brings guilty verdict. Defense attorney Wright trounced. Trounced? Let me see that. So am I to interpret that we in fact did not get trounced? The defense attorney gave an almost childishly amateur performance yesterday. What the heck is this? It's a report, pal, about you. Listen to this. Mr. Wright must take full responsibility for the ruling in this case. Isn't that what any lawyer is supposed to do in any given situation? Why be so specific? Well, and don't tell me you don't remember anything about it. But I don't remember anything about it. When was that issue from, anyway? December of last year, which I guess makes it last month. Why are you coming to me about it now? Which makes it old news, you mean? But I wasn't involved in a poisoning case in December. Also, this game is obsessed with coffee, poison, and poisoned coffee. I'm just throwing that out there. What is up with that? Okay, but it's just saying, so far, all of these things have been involved in all of the cases. So what do you think this is all about, Nick? If it wasn't you, pal, then that leaves only one possibility. No way. You don't mean a foe? A phony, Nick? A phonix? This must be Gumshoe's idea of a joke. Guess he's starting off this year with one too. Although if it is, then the game expertly foreshadowed it earlier by talking about how if Phoenix got big enough, he could get an imposter, or a phony, or something. I don't remember the exact words. So, you can't say that they didn't set this up. So, what are you gonna do about it, pal? What do you mean, what am I gonna do about it? Well, it's your fault that the judge found the defendant guilty in this case. My fault? How do you figure that? Because the Phoenix Wright is super famous now. Well, maybe only sort of. Yeah, see what happens when you hotshots start getting too full of yourselves? But I didn't do anything wrong. At least, not that I can remember. You better make this right, pal, now. And that means taking the case back to court. Got it? Is that something that I'm able to do? It seems like the person got announced guilty. How exactly would I be able to, at any given moment, is someone allowed to just re-establish a case? I'm not entirely sure how that's supposed to work. Sounds like we've got our first case of the new year. Let's tackle it with gusto. I don't know. The judge already issued a guilty verdict once in this case. It's not gonna be easy to get it overturned. Okay, well, at least the game itself is mentioning that. I guess that New Year's resolution is gonna have to wait until next year. So you're taking the case, right? Good, I'm gonna head over to the courthouse then. After that, I'll go back to the precinct. Drop by if you need something. Okay, pal? Okay, Gumshoe, thanks. Well, that was something that just happened. I guess people are starting to know the name Phoenix Wright. That's pretty baller, not gonna lie. If a client entrusted a case to me based on my reputation, I guess I am kind of responsible. But why would someone want to impersonate me? What sort of a guy would do that? Well, and this is just the wheels a-turning inside my brain. Considering the footage we just kind of bore witness to that obviously no other characters did, so we have an unfair advantage, but it seems to me like somebody who looks like Phoenix caused a murder, and then I guess at some point learned that they resembled an attorney and pretended to be them in order to ensure that whoever they set up for the fall ended up going to jail. That's my guess. It would make the most sense because otherwise, clearly we saw a phoenix-shaped man poisoning somebody there, so it kind of stands to reason. It makes sense, I think. Anyway, what to do? So let's have our first move. And I guess we go down to the detention center and talk. Wait a sec, Nick. This person's behind bars because of you, except not really, so I don't know why I'm saying that. Whoever it is isn't gonna be jumping at the chance to meet you, right? Hey, let's get one thing straight. It wasn't me. It was a fake me that did this. Huh. I wonder if he looks exactly like you. You're phony. Zin Hiab, I mean. Haha, I see what you did there. I hope not. Ugh. What kind of name for an evil double is Zin Ihop anyway? Come on, Phoenix. You've definitely been able to figure out significantly more challenging riddles than this. Nah, Nick, I've got it. If you're gonna ask whether I've got a twin brother, the answer is no. Spoil sport. Although, interestingly enough, I don't think we've ever heard literally anything about Phoenix's family. So, that's kind of actually interesting to me. Did you notice Gumshoe was acting weirder than usual, or was it just me? What do you mean? I mean, he was really worked up. It's true, he usually doesn't speak to us unless he absolutely has to for some reason. Like a guy who just found out he's going to be a dad or something. Odd choice in words, but okay. Yeah, I guess he was acting kind of strange. Maybe he realized he's got strong feelings for you, Nick. I don't know, I'm sure there's somebody out there that rolls the die for that combination, but that doesn't seem likely to be official. Considering how we interact, I seriously doubt that, Maya. Huh, well, if it wasn't nervous because of you, then maybe it's because of our new guilty client? Then it would stand to reason that it would be somebody that he knows. Also, you'll notice Phoenix's portrait isn't available here. They really did just slide it in that one time because of that one case. That's kind of hilarious, I'm not gonna lie. All right, well, I guess that takes care of all that. Well, I say we go to the detention center. Dun 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 dun. This is so nerve-wracking, waiting to meet our new clients. I wonder what kind of person you tricked and got found guilty. Why do you keep doing these things, Maya? Keep it down, Maya. That kind of talk could ruin me. Ah! Oh, hey, it's Maggie. All right. Definitely wasn't expecting that, but all right. How could you, Mr. Wright? How could you do this to me? Give you that outfit? I don't know. They put me in solitary. I haven't been able to stop crying. Aren't you? Yes, I am. I am totally and utterly let down. Are you? Don't pretend you don't know me. It's me, Maggie. Remember? Maggie Bird? Maggie Bird, because it's like a magpie. It's a bird. It's not. If those letters were switched around, it would be bride, but it's not. And I'm not gonna be made a fool of this time. If anything, I remember the character more for being made fun of for getting her name wrong than I actually do anything about her in the question. It's best to not get that wrong. Maggie, Bird. I see the word and I think it's, okay. She's the policewoman I defended that one time. She was accused of murdering her lover. Ooh, if I remember, they actually weren't even a couple, so he was a cop too. So that made it like an ultra crime. What are you doing in here? Didn't I get you a quit? Oh, sure, very funny. After that fifth-rate defense job, you came in here and started making jokes? You better hurry up and tell her what happened, Nick. Moments later, I explained what happened. Oh, well, dang, I didn't know. Oh, I see. So that's where we stand right now. I'm so sorry you've been caught up in another murder. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Oh, I do remember that. I vaguely remember her saying the exact same thing last time. But I don't mind. What's one more disaster in my life? My goodness. The optimism. At least now the real Mr. Right is here with me. I won't let the world keep me down, sir. Well, then you best start explaining to me what's all this is about. Well, I guess first and foremost, we'll talk about this. So how come you're dressed like that, Maggie? Last year, you looked so sharp in that police uniform. I was fired after that incident last year. You got fired for getting acquitted from a murder? Wow. The police station you worked at was clearly pretty terrible. Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. I don't mind one bit. I enjoyed being on the force, but I think it was time for me to move on. I admit I don't know everything there is to know about Japan, but I'm pretty sure there's a police academy for it over there, too. And I'm also certain you have to at least... Don't you have to, like, do a lot of training before you're allowed to be a police officer? Isn't that conceivably just losing, like, a bunch of years of your life? So, what do you do now? In the second act of the life of Maggie Bird, I'm playing the role of waitress. See, that's a bit of a step down. I gotta throw that out there. A waitress? Ew, yes, in a French restaurant. It's a small place, but it's quite fashionable. My charming smile and shapely figure came through for me. 1 out of 2. And the owner, Mr. Armstrong, hired me straight away, sir. And then you got into this mess straight away, right? Yeah, you could put it that way. And I'm not trying to put her down. She's absolutely freaking adorable. I just don't know if I would describe her as shapely figured. That's all I'm saying, okay? I don't want people to think I'm picking on her, because I'm not. This whole mess started on the 3rd of last month. And it happened at, I believe it is pronounced Tres Bien? Tres Bien? Tres Bien? Oh, great, now Maya's got me triple guessing myself. Yes, it's a restaurant where good service and a friendly smile are always included. As opposed to all of those restaurants that punch you in the face when you order things, I guess. Oh. Whoa. Okay. They were 2 men at the table, both drinking coffee. And then... Andros swooped in from space and dropped some powder in a coffee cup. One of the men slipped some poison into the victim's cup. The victim took just 1 sip and was gasping for air. I was so shocked, I passed out. Hey, hold on there, Maggie. What? You keep calling the guy the victim. Didn't you know the guy who was killed? Not at all. I'd never even seen the guy before. Oh. So she wouldn't have had a motive to kill him then, I guess. I'm sure there's gotta be more to it than that. And the other man, the killer, you saw him, right? Of course. A good waitress must be attentive to the clientele. I mean, I feel like I'm not being stupid by saying that's Phoenix Wright shaped. At the very least, or perhaps it really just is the hair. If anything, they seem a bit, I don't know, maybe bulkier than Phoenix is? I don't get a lot of shots of Phoenix. I'm usually from his perspective. So you saw the killer, but you were found guilty of the crime anyway? How come? You tell me, Mr. Wright. Ah, I guess the answer to my question is my phony. Anyway, she saw the killer. Better see if I can get a description of the guy. Explain yourself. So if you saw the murderer, why were you still convicted? Because no one else saw... Saw what? The other man, the one who put the poison in the victim's coffee. Everyone testified that way. Mr. Armstrong, the customer, everyone. Also, I realize that this is kind of, you know, a low-hanging fruit, but that man is wearing a scouter. Just straight up, that is a scouter from Dragon Ball. The victim was sitting alone at his table the whole time. Red letters are important, but how's that possible? I don't know, but nobody, not one person would believe me, sir. Even Phoenix Wright, my one last hope for a fair trial, failed me. What a pathetic defense. My granny could have done a better job. That wasn't me. And then, they found something a bit incriminating in my apron pocket. What? A small bottle of poison. Bleh! Poison? It was in your pocket? Well, I passed out when the victim collapsed. The killer must have slipped the poison into my pocket when I was unconscious. Well, isn't that just a large pile of butts? And no one else saw this other guy? No, sir. That's what everyone said, but I don't see how they could have missed him. All right, well, let's talk about the other guy and his scouter. I was the one who took the coffee for the two men. Oh? And what was your impression of them? Well, when I first saw them, I kind of thought they might be in the music industry. Okay. Why? Well, one of them had some sort of earpiece and an emo musician's look about him. Are emo musicians known for wearing scouters and beanies? And there was a sample CD on the table, sir. An earpiece and a sample CD, huh? Did you get a look at the CD at all? It had a band's name written on it. Something tells me it probably wasn't a band. I think it was MC something? It must have been preparing for their debut, I guess. So it was a band CD. Maybe a promo disc. Maybe it was MC Screwdriver. Get serious, Maya. Would you buy the CD of a group named that? I have heard significantly worse names for bands, so I wouldn't put it past anybody. What was the name of that group again? MC Hacksaw? No, MC something. And what about the killer? What did he look like? Well, yeah, I don't really remember. Oh, that's gonna be extraordinarily helpful for me, thanks. Only that he was a young man, well-built like the victim, really. Ah, and, that's all there is to say about that, I guess. Huh. You got anything to say about Gumshoe? Oh, I need to actually go to present. I'm just curious. Oh, I could also show that thingy. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. He really looked out for me when I was on the force. Have you seen him recently? No, he's never been to the restaurant. Guess he's not a fan of French cuisine, huh? He's an instant noodle type of guy, after all. Well, he doesn't have the budget. Yeah, he prefers the simple things in life. Or he's just simply too poor to afford anything else. That's much more likely. Anyway, what if I showed you this? Oh yeah, I need to ask you about this. Hey, this article's about my case. Can you tell me anything about the guy who was pretending to be me? Yes, sir. It was the morning after I'd been arrested. I'd met you in the visitor's room here. You were wearing one of your super sharp suits. It's true, my suits are sharp. Me? Yes, you, Mr. Wright. Hey, Maggie, was my evil double I am here too? No, I don't remember a phony you, Maya. That would have been an attention to detail that would honestly have been rather spooky. Oh, it would have been so cool. Then you got really worked up and passionate. I'm gonna get you cleared of this crime, you said. Okay, well there's an accent there. Okay, I get the picture, but you've met me in person before. So how come you didn't realize that guy wasn't the real me? I guess, looking back now, it was a little strange. Only a little? Well, okay, so you were a bit taller than normal, and you looked a bit shady, and your voice was a bit weird. Oh, and you had this kind of funny accent, and so the guy was nothing like me then. But he had your spiky hair and blue suit. Is that all it takes for someone to imitate me? I don't know how I don't know how to answer that. I'm just going to say, unfortunately, probably. How about everyone else in the courtroom? Like the judge and the observers. Nobody thought that was weird? Didn't they realize he was an imposter? Everyone had these big question marks on their faces, but it seemed that no one wanted to say anything, sir. This case just keeps getting weirder and weirder. More than slightly. Mr. Wright, do you think it's possible to get a retrial? Probably. The court ruled in the absence of a genuine defense attorney. Oh, so if you can just... Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. If you can, like, no, that was an imposter. It wasn't even an actual attorney. The whole, like, the defense and the whole system and the ruling are basically invalidated. Okay, all right, that makes sense. So we should be able to get a retrial. Mr. Wright? What? Do you think we'll win next time, sir? How am I supposed to know that? My life has been a full-course meal of bad luck, complete with defeat for dessert. Since I was 6 months old when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. You know, some would say that it requires a small amount of luck to not have died from, so that's something. I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster. I even landed a phony lawyer when I had the misfortune of being accused of murder. But I will survive, because Maggie Bird always lives to fight another day. Honestly, it's freakishly admirable. And one day, I'll find it. Just you wait and see, sir. I'll find that one single moment of good luck. Zen E-Hop is really gonna pay for this. What are you staring at me like that for? But Maya's right. Zen E-Hop will, in fact, meet his maker. Whether it is that thought it was a good idea, whoever it was that thought it was a good idea to use my name and get an innocent girl convicted of murder had better watch out. It's true, Phoenix Wright has on one occasion beaten up Galactus, Eater of Worlds, from Marvel Comics. So, you know, don't put it past him. Man's strong. They'll find him. Don't you worry, we'll get Zinni Hop for you. Thank you. Oh, I'll tell you where Trace Bien is. Right, the restaurant where the murder took place. Yes, sir. When you go, please tell Mr. Armstrong I said hi. Sure. All right, Nick, let's go check out this restaurant and its food. Why are you always so hungry? All right, well, that being said, we should actually probably go to the affairs department first. Hey, it's the exact same two people just sitting at their little computers last time. It's been ages since we came down to the precinct, huh, Nick? Looks like Gumshoe isn't around. Well, that's lame. He's got it so easy, leaving everyone else to do the work. No, he's out there somewhere. My bet is on the courthouse. And he's probably trying to arrange the retrial of this case. Guess that means we should go to the detention center and chat with our killer, huh? I guess the game expected me to go here first, which makes sense. It was on the top of the list. After being convicted without a fair trial, I'm not sure killer is the right label. So maybe stop being such a huge butt. Anyway, bada bing, bada boom, we're going to Trace Bien. Sweet merciful crap, that is a lot of pink. Sweet merciful crap, that's a jaunty little tune right there. Okay. I actually really like this song. I'm just gonna jam into it. Wow, look at this place. Look, more like smell. What is with the suffocating scent of flowers in here? Then again, girls like that kind of thing, right? Actually, I'm not all that into it. No one's coming to seat us. Maybe there's no one here. Don't be silly, Maya. This is a restaurant. It's open for business. With police tape? Hello? Anyone here? I don't believe it. There really isn't anyone here. Perfect. Let's get intrusive. I almost feel like grabbing this particular shot for reaction images. Awesome. Let's get into things that we're not supposed to. If there's no one here, we can take anything we want. That is not how the law works? Yeah, I suppose we can. Phoenix, you're a lawyer. Well, nobody's here. Guess that means we can rob the place? I know that's not what Maya or Phoenix are intending, but that's what it sounded like. Anyway, I can't help but notice this. It's a rack full of fashion magazines, and they're all in French. Why don't you try wearing something a bit more chic sometime, huh, Maya? Yeah, I guess I could. I'm always in my acolyte clothes, aren't I? Honestly, I'm surprised that the series hasn't made more excuses to put you in different adorable outfits. That's usually the kind of thing that this sort of series would go all in on. It'd be fun to wear normal clothes every once in that now and then. Every now and then. Hey, there's something stuffed in behind the rack. Looks like a sports paper to me. Hey, and look at this. Someone scribbled a little doodle on one of the pages. MC Bomber, 100,000. Ah ha 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 ha. Also, that looks like Master Mask. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. $100,000? Maybe? I wonder what MC Bomber is supposed to be. Well, also apparently 500,000 was considered too absurd. Then 100,000 was also crossed out. So that's interesting. Also, I'm guessing this is probably what Maggie was talking about. This paper! It's from December 3rd. This paper's from the day of the poisoning. What? That's some crazy nonsense right there. Holy hell. The paper from the day of the murder. This has gotta be a clue. And I should see if I can find out some more about this paper. Well, I suppose I could look around more first. I might as well. Look, it's one of those magical boxes that spits out money. Well, that's definitely one way to describe a cash register, I guess. Pretty fitting for Maya, I suppose. You know, you're the only person who would ever describe a cash register in that way. Me and Phoenix were on the same level. That's all there is to it. All right, well, all the same, glad to have seen it. All right, so this is clearly where murder took place. Someone definitely spilt their poison coffee. This must be the table where the murder occurred. I guess so, with all this police tape all around it. If it's been a month and the trial is already over by the, by everyone's account, then why isn't this all cleaned up yet? That stain must be from the poison coffee. Don't go licking the tablecloth, okay, Maya? The fact that he felt the need to have to tell her that. Why would I lick it? I'm not a cat. Cats aren't really known for licking tablecloths either, Maya. Then why can I picture you doing just that? Mostly it's the face. Look at Maya's face. That's the face of a woman who is definitely going to lick that tablecloth. All right, well, that being said, what's all this? This table's set nicely. It just needs a customer. What do you think this flower is, Nick? Let's see. Well, it doesn't look like a tulip, and it's not a sunflower, I don't think. Duh, even I could have told you that. Well, those are the only kinds of flowers I know. Dag nabbit, I'm a lawyer, not a botanist. Thank you, McCoy. The shocked expression from Maya when he told her that. This restaurant has partisans that separate the tables. When you're seated at a table, you can only see the tables to your right or left. That sounded incredibly specific. Also, I can't help but notice this restaurant's only got 2 tables. They must not get a lot of people in here. Wow, it's a beautiful winter wonderland out there. Really? Cool, I love snow. Let me see. Wait, it's not white, it's not even snowing. Gotcha. I was only kidding, Maya. You done got yourself pranked. You can't see, but I dabbed. I don't know why I did that. Heck, there are lies that are okay to tell and lies that definitely aren't. All I did was tell an itty-bitty white lie about non-existent white snow. Not to mention, you would have known it wasn't snowing by virtue of the fact that you came in through the door. You absolutely silly woman. Look at the little trinkets tucked away in here. And I bet Mr. Armstrong collected all of these personally. Also, what do you want to bet the picture of the dude in the that's hanging over there on the right? You want to bet that's Armstrong? Because that's exactly the type of name they would give a character that looks like that in this kind of universe. Let's see, a bouquet of flowers, some potpourri. It's a good thing I know what potpourri is, otherwise I would say it was potpourri. And look, fine bone china cups. I never knew you were so cultured. Come on, Maya, this is common knowledge. Any Joe Schmo knows this much. Well, I could probably identify flowers and potpourri, but I don't know how you knew what those cups were made out of. All right, well, that all being said, what do you want to tell me about this sports paper? Oh, a sports paper. Let's see. Did Gutson Braun manage to defend his heavyweight title? Sorry, Maggie, that paper is actually a month old. It's from the day of the murder. And Gutsman got knocked out yesterday, I'm afraid. Oh, no. That's the most disappointing news I've been given since I got thrown in prison. I found this paper in the magazine rack at Tribulations. Really? Well, that's strange. Tribulations doesn't get newspapers. Mr. Armstrong says he's not really fond of them. Fair enough. They're antiquated and ultimately completely worthless in this day and age. Then again, this came out in 2004, so I guess they probably still had something vaguely resembling a use then. Then maybe one of the customers left it behind? Anyway, what I want you to take a look at is this scribble here. Yeah, that's it, sir. MC Bomber. That was the name that was written on the CD. Okay, but considering there's also a picture of a bomb and a doodle of Master Mask, who was a criminal, is it possible this is actually more of a bomb plan than anything to do with a music group? Just as I thought. Also, this is significantly more intense music than is necessary. I guess it was an MC Screwdriver after all, huh? There was very little odds of that being the case. So that 100,000 must be down payment for a record deal, right? I don't think that's how that works. I don't know anything about the music industry. That's just my guess. If someone gave me $100,000, I'd sing for sure. The Master of Kurain, or the Spirit Song, or even Maya's theme. I know Maya's theme. I hear it a lot. Okay, Maya, settle down. So if the sample CD was on the victim's table, that means this newspaper may have belonged to the victim. And also considering the fact that, I mean, okay, well, I don't know for a fact. It's, I was just wondering, do you think that he might have gotten killed to take that CD? It's possible. You're right. So the victim left this behind on the day of the murder, huh? Or the killer left it there. They could be careless, who knows? I think we better step up the investigation, don't you, Nick? Well, perhaps so. All right, I don't suppose the Gumshoe's here now. No, he's not. All right, well, let's go to the Wright & Co. law offices and talk about some stuff. No? All right, well, that's completely pointless. All right, back to the detention center. Can we talk about something new? Does not seem to be the case. Yep. That's definitely not great news for me. I suppose I could continue to throw things around. What if I just talk to you specifically? No matter what happens, I never let things get me down. You're always so positive, aren't you, Maggie? Macho Maggie Bird. Okay, for a second I thought I said her name wrong again. I didn't. They say the early bird catches the worm, a bird in the hand. Man, if I still thought her name was Maggie Bird, I definitely would have learned that it wasn't here. Wow, all those phrases are named after you? Sure, why not? And I never turned my back on anything. You're always so strong, aren't you, Maggie? Well, she certainly tries to be. Macho Maggie Bird, they say. I'm a tough old bird. Tough old bird, Nick. Yeah, did you get it? I did. Yeah, I get it. Okay, then is there anything else going on here? Oh, there actually is. Okay, that works for me. Also, I legit actually took it. It's gone from the thing. Ooh la la, bonjour. Welcome to la Tres Bien. Oh, hello. And guy in the picture in 3, 2, 1. What happened to Maya? She's frozen stiff. Yeah. Alrighty. All right, I'm just gonna throw this out here, right now. I don't know how to speak French. I'm going to say things wrong. So I don't want to hear anybody complain about that, okay? Okay. Wow, this guy. Some brawny arms on him. Ah, bienvenue, perhaps. Welcome to my petite restaurant. I could give him a high-pitched voice, but I feel like that just isn't fitting. Huh? Bienvenue. Oh, non, my petite tulip. Eh, me? Look at this face. Like the kitten rejected by its own mother. You are fatigued, non? Alors, you need this. An aromatic bath oil melange of la rose. My personal recommendation. You think I need what? Oui. Just add a couple of drops of this mixture to la bath water. And voila. I should have said viola, but I said it correctly for once. I feel so stupid. It will soothe your body and your mind. It's simply fantastique. Really? And for la monsieur. Ooh, me? Look at that face. Like la puppy rejected by life itself. You are fatigued, non? For you, monsieur, I recommend this. Oil of bergamot. And maybe a hint of... Oui. I will add le peppermint and la calorie sage for a fragrance exceptional. Such an invigorating recipe will bring out your delicious beauty, monsieur. My beauty? Phoenix. Man with low self-esteem. I can respect that. Alors, if you will be seated, I will bring you the special menu of the day. Actually, we're not here to eat, we're lawyers. Well, one of us is a lawyer, the other one's sort of a hangers-on. Mais bien sûr! I know this already, monsieur. You are la Phoenix right, non? Yeah, you know me? Yes, oui. I never forget a man who's flirt with me, especially in court. I guess he was cross-examined by our mysterious Zin E-Hop. Looks like everyone to do with this case who knows who I am already. I wonder what sort of impression Zin E-Hop's been leaving on people, not you? Well, I'm going to assume, okay. Is that motion entirely necessary? You know, it doesn't matter. Allow me to introduce myself to you again. I am Jean Armstrong, Enchanté. Enchanted? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. So, what does tres bien mean? I know tres, that means 3, right? No, that's Spanish. No. Tres bien is francés. Oh man, I said that the most incorrectly. In English, you would say very good. Oh, very good. Oui, exactement. La atmosphere is tres bien, and la cuisine is tres bien. If the food's so good, why aren't there any customers in here? Probably because they never bothered to clean up the crime scene. My cuisine is not for all. Some people do not appreciate la hot cuisine. I thought everyone liked hot cuisine. That's not what he said, Phoenix, you silly goose. Since I have lost Maggie, I do not have enough hands. So you're running this place on your own now? Oui. For the moment, no one has answered my advertisement. Pour moi. Please don't eyeball me while you say that. I don't know. Those eyes are pretty damn magical. It's hard to deny that. I am le chef. I am le manager. I am also a trained aromatherapist. Roaming what now? Aromatherapist, come on now. A practitioner de aromatherapy. The art of soothing the soul with these delicate floral aromas. Delicate? The smell coming from that bottle earlier was anything but. And if anything, it punched me in the back of the head. Like, my goodness. And I don't mean the back of my head, I mean like through the nose and to like the back of my skull. From the other end. That's the sort of thing. I've smelt some bad stuff that smells like that. I'm just saying. So could you tell me what you know about the incident and stop looking at me like that? I'm having a hard time looking at this man. I'm not going to lie. Bien. It makes me sad to remember it. Yet I remember it so well. More than a month has passed since it happened. Yeah, I guess it's been about a month since Maggie's sentencing, so I guess she's just been in prison for a month. That sucks. So, it was the 3rd of last month, just after 1 in the afternoon. A man who was in here for a coffee suddenly became ill. And by ill, I do not mean he was dope. No, I mean he died. Because of the poison in his coffee? No, because my cooking cooked him. What do you think? That is the truth, and I know it. It was Maggie who took his drink to him. I was in la kitchen. I heard the sound of someone collapsing. When I came out to see what it was, he was already slumped in his chair. He was dead? No, he was gorging on the food that I gave, I guess. Who the hell knows, man? Come on, use common sense. Mon Dieu, oui, he was dead. Maggie had passed out also, so you can imagine my incredibly flamboyant shock. And this man who died, was he alone? Oui, monsieur. Well, I assume the killer probably decided to leave. All alone. I know that Maggie said there was someone else, but... I mean, what do you want me to say? I didn't see anybody. I see. La police, they asked me many times. Are you sure there was no one else at the table? They asked. But I am not the only one. La old man said the same thing. Old man? What old man? Explain this old man! So, who is this old man that you mentioned? Yeah, at the time of the murder, there was another customer in here. Someone else saw it? Nice, oui. As usual, he came alone that day. At the time of the murder, he was here. He saw it too. He saw this guy, perhaps from the planet Vegeta. We do not know. But he said the same thing, that there was no one else at La Victim's table. But Maggie swears there were 2 people. Yes, mademoiselle, la lawyer. He could not prove this none. About the lawyer, that was me, I suppose? Must be unsure. Wow, he's the first person who said it wasn't me. Don't kid yourself, Nick. Now who's the one who's making stuff up? I'm not 100%. Hey, do you know anything about les sports paper? Also, apologies to anybody from France or anybody who can even vaguely speak French. I'm apologizing to people who took it in high school. We found this sports paper in the magazine rack here. One of my customers must have left it behind. Because I ain't about that noise, son. Do you have any idea which customer it was? What do I look like? A man with a security camera? Is that only ideas I have, mademoiselle? I say from my kitchen. Alright, anything else you want to say? I am not a lawyer myself. I do not wish to speak out of turn. But your defense in court that day was a little, how you say, lacking, perhaps? Even a Frenchman who cannot speak any English could have done a better job. You were very cool, though. Well, oui, so handsome. Yes, well, thank you for that, I suppose, but please stop. Wow, I wonder just how bad the defense could have been. Well, if it was the defense of a man who was deliberately trying to get the person that they were defending guilty, you know, to cover up their own crime, as I'm theorizing, I assume they could probably manage it to be pretty bad. Every time you opened your mouth, the old courthouse stirred. Oh man, that's something I don't want to imagine. Alright, I don't really think there's anything else too necessary to speak of. Maybe there's something else to talk about with... No, it doesn't seem to be so. Oh, maybe Gumshoe's here now. No, he is not. Okay, so... Okay, well, how about... I don't know, can you tell me about Maggie? Do you think she's guilty? Maggie was a policewoman once, n'est-ce pas? Sure, whatever that meant, but she had to quit for reasons beyond her control. Oui. She was le suspect in la murder investigation. Oh, you know about that. That is why I gave her to la perfume for la happiness. Happiness perfume? Oui, blended from bergamot, like I have given to you before. But she's been arrested again, and found guilty this time. This is true, and natural aroma of unhappiness must have been very strong. Just admit it, your perfume doesn't work. I am not surprised she was la prime suspect, after something like that took place before my very eyes. Something like what? What's this guy talking about? Does this mean Maggie did have a motive? You gotta ask this guy for more info. For more info? Sure. Yo, give me all your info, yo. When Maggie took the coffee over to the victim, did anything happen? Oui, I suppose you could say so. So what happened? No, it was nothing. Look, Maggie says she didn't even know the guy, but she's still been indicted for murder. The prosecution must have come up with some kind of motive. Oui, it is true. If there was anything at all between Maggie and the victim, it could be relevant. So please, tell us anything you know. Oh, come off with all this noise. Oh, that's a big pile of locks. Psych locks. In this economy? You gotta be joking me. No way. What are we gonna do, Nick? I'll just have to remove... What the? What's wrong? The Magatama. It's gone. How did I not notice that? That's embarrassing. Huh? I had it in my pocket, but it's vanished into thin air. What? But I could see the Cyclops. Maybe that means the Magatama's nearby? Mr. Armstrong, could I just confirm something with you again? The table where the victim was sitting, was anyone else sitting there? That is a question you will have to ask him yourselves. Where? Him? The old man spends all of his time dans la park. La park? Oh, a park. What park's that? Behind le restaurant. It is called Vitamin Square. Thank you. Just for that poor, my dear. Let's just go check out this Vitamin Square right now, Nick. And other such French words. All right, so apparently I lost the Magatama and didn't even notice because I'm... It's weird. I'm either the most observant man in the world or I don't notice literally anything. Trust me, people, I'm just as freakishly weirded out by that phenomenon as anyone. Also, wow, look at this place. Also, I'm not the only one who, like, is seeing what I'm seeing, right? Was that on purpose? Well, you know what? Either you saw it or you don't. And I don't want to think about it anymore. So this is Vitamin Square. Yeah, I see where they get the name from it now. The fruits scream vitamins at you. Hey, Nick, that's the guy, right? Isn't that the old man Mr. Armstrong was talking about? That grouchy-looking grandpa? He's throwing seeds out for the pigeons. Nah, he's not throwing seeds for them. He's throwing seeds at them. Well, that's just rude. Oh my good lordy-loo. That's quite the bulbous schnoz. Come to think of it, that's the second weird-ass kind of nose I've seen in this game so far. It's a whole-ass tomato. Ugh. My grumpiness threat level has been raised to red. Why do I get the overwhelming sensation that this isn't going to work? Excuse me. Would you mind if I had a word with you? Yes. I just want to ask you a couple of questions. What's the matter with you? Can't you see I'm busy? Also, man, what is with people having these weird, gigantic, bulbous growths on people's, like, noses? The same thing was happening with that Bullard guy. So you don't like my seeds, eh, pigeons? He's really chucking those seeds at them. That's gotta hurt. If they really hurt, I'm pretty sure the birds would fly away. Is it gonna be the same thing no matter what I do? Excuse me, sir, can I ask you about Maggie Bird? I don't know any Maggie Bird. Yes, you do, Maggie, the waitress at Tribulations. Ha! It's a disgrace, I tell you. Another disgrace. A disgrace? An innocent young girl revealing herself like that. Revealing? You mean her uniform? The youth of today, they don't have any shame. No shame, I tell you. Not 1 ounce. Whatever happened to that old Bushido values of Japan, like honor and modesty? Granted, I can't see the legular region of that uniform, but the top parts definitely seem to be mostly covered. What about me? I'm not wearing anything revealing. You? Your problem is you lack any sense of grace. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's wrong. Talk about hitting the girl where it hurts. I was under the impression that you didn't really mind that fact about you, Maya. Do you go to Tribulations a lot? That miserable excuse for our restaurant. That garbage they serve in there's not food. Where's the sushi, the tempura, the rice? Well, considering it's a French restaurant, I'm assuming probably a few miles away. Tribulations is a French restaurant, sir. Where do you think we are, boy? In Paris? I want real food, not those snooty snacks. And what about those shameless girls? You mean the waitresses, of which I'm pretty sure there's only the one, and she's in prison? You can see all the way up to there. Yes, the waitresses. They're practically naked. It's a disgrace, isn't it? Well, isn't it? Listen, it's not my restaurant. Ka! It's a miserable excuse for a restaurant, that place. Miserable! He certainly knows the place. He must be a regular. If anything, he's probably he's complaining about it, but he probably likes looking at ladies. But if he hates it so much, why does he keep going? That's probably why. Are you a regular at that restaurant, sir? It's just, if you dislike it so much, why would you keep going there? Sir? There you are, you filthy pigeons. You want food? Ha-ha, take that. He must be hiding something, right? If he is, then I should be able to see a cyclock or two. Except that I can't. Oh, wait. I don't exactly have the Magatama right now, huh? Remember, Nick, that Magatama's only on loan. You better find it or else. It's been on loan for like, what, 2 years now? If Pearls ever gets wind of this, I'm going to be in a world of pain. No, wait. I got it like the last game, and it's been, okay, so it's been on loan for about a year. But yeah, also let's definitely not actually let Pearl ever know about that. Anyway, so I can't help but notice that there appears to be a dove among the pigeons. Is that a thing that I should make note of? Hey look, pigeons! Yeah, and heaps of them too. Did you know that pigeons are a symbol of peace? I'm almost positive they are not. That's a dove, not a pigeon. But there is a dove! Poor things. So they can't be symbols of peace and harmony just because they're gray? Is that it? You're overthinking this one by just a smidge, Maya. But that is I'm not wrong, right? That's, at the very least, it's either a dove or a significantly much more clean pigeon. Anyway, job listings. Oh, there's a magazine here. It's a magazine full of job listings. Yeah, disgusting rogue, picking up something someone else threw away. Threw away? Did you throw this away? Are you looking for a job? Gah! That's none of your business. Sorry, I guess I'll just take the magazine with me then. I don't want anyone else having it. Give it back. Too bad. Now that you want it so bad, I don't want to give it up. It's mine now. Ha ha! Hey, that's mine. Oh, too bad. It's mine now. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. Also, sandbox. I used to love sandboxes like you wouldn't believe. Really? You? Sure. Finding iron fillings in the sand with a magnet was my favorite thing to do. Iron fillings? Wow. That's too exciting for words. It was my ambition to collect every single shred of iron in the sandbox. I was such a kid back then. So, did you manage to get all the iron? No, I never did. I think I came close, though. Come to think of it, I still have all the iron filings I found way back then. You want them? No. Just straight up. No. No, I don't. Not that I don't appreciate you asking, but no.